Yo, welcome back to the house where we talk news, celebrities, and hot topics. I want to go ahead and very quickly talk about this submersible, this submarine, this makeshift, crafty ass, ghetto ass, hood ass submersible that is controlled by a Logitech $30 game controller. Very ghetto. Listen, it takes you 13,000 feet underwater to go view the wreckage of the Titanic, as if the movie was not enough, as if all the photos, videos, history books, footages, as if that's not enough. None of that was enough for these billionaires, millionaires, businessmen that they wanted to spend $250,000 traveling 13,000 feet, 2.5 miles underwater to view the moldy, rusty wreckage, the tip of the end of the damn boat of the Titanic. I mean, absolutely ridiculous. Listen, when I was reading up on this 2, 3 days ago, I was extremely hopeful because it is a very unfortunate situation. And I believe us as humans, we have an obligation when people are faced with danger or death. I think we should do everything in our power to rescue them. However, and listen, I'm still hoping for a miracle. I'm still hoping for the best. But this estimated 96 hours is pretty much over with. And I think them people been gone days ago. I know that's a little bit harsh. Rest in peace to those souls and spirits, and rest in peace to the spirits and souls from back in 1912 when the Titanic sank. But I truly do believe that because all of these people going onto the news stations, and listen, I've listened and read up on this very extensively, and I heard a lot of opinions and expert commentary, but the ones that I believe to be reputable, they're basically saying that it would take an act of God. It would take a miracle for these people to be found and saved in time before the estimated 96 hours of oxygen runs out. And that is an estimate. Like I said, this thing is controlled by a Logitech $30 game controller. This thing has lighting from Camper's World. Okay? So this isn't the most technologically advanced, machine. Therefore, I'm kind of thinking that, okay, it says the specs say that there's a 96, window for oxygen so that we can stay alive in an emergency situation. But how well does that oxygen tank work? How well does that work? And how are there CO2 scrubbers? They were on TikTok talking about the CO2 scrubbers. What about the CO2 buildup? What happens if they're panicking and hyperventilating and going crazy in there trying to figure out, okay, how in the hell is we going to stay alive because we only brought a bottle of water and a spam sandwich with mayo spread down there with the fishes and the whales and the sharks and the debris and the mold and the shoes and the 1912 garb that they had on the damn Titanic, child. I mean, just ridiculous. Just ridiculous. So I still do kind of a slither of me is still hopeful, but I don't think them people coming back. I believe I was watching Newsmax. Was it Newsmax? Not Newsmax, News Nation. Some news. Okay. It wasn't MSNBC, CNN, or Fox News. So it was one of the other lesser known news stations. And it was cable. I think it was News Nation. And the lady, she had an expert onto the show to give his expert commentary on what was happening with the Titan and oceangate and the people stuck down there 13,000 feet with the spirits and souls of the folks from 1912. And the news anchor asked the man, do you believe these people can be rescued? And the expert looked her dead in the face and said, absolutely not. He said no. He didn't even say absolutely not. He said no. That man said no. It's a no for me, babe. No, darling. No, there is no way. There is no way. And so after so many news segments of hearing the experts say they could have got snagged on something, or maybe they're at the surface just waiting for someone to find them. They lost power, communication, or best case scenario, if the result is going to be death, they've been saying that the best case scenario is that it just imploded. Maybe there was a leak and it imploded. And an implosion basically means an explosion of some sorts, which basically means that everyone dies instantaneously. Okay? So if the end result is going to be death, honestly, that would be best case scenario rather than maybe we're somewhere at the surface. Maybe we have 96 hours of oxygen and it's like that loom and doom over you, knowing that you're going to die at any second, at any minute. If I fall asleep, I'm probably not going to wake back up. You think you taking a nap? Okay, you think the Coast Guard is somewhere looking for your ass and you doze off and you don't wake back up? Okay, yeah, I don't want to die like that. I'd rather it be instantaneous. Okay, instant. Just blow us up, child. But listen, yeah, I was so concerned because I'm like, damn, like I can't even imagine. I cannot imagine being down there. I really cannot imagine. I mean, dying underwater is my worst fear ever. I would rather die in a plane crash than die in a damn submersive, controlled by $30 Logitech controller. Y'all, I can't even swim. I can't even swim. I had to jump in the ocean a couple of months ago. When I went on vacation, I jumped in the ocean. I had a floaty, a whole floaty. I had floaties. I had a life jacket. I had every safety precaution because, bitch, I can't swim. So I cannot imagine. So if I was just putting myself in those people's shoes, I just wanted them to be rescued based off of my own fears. Okay? Now listen. My stance on it has quickly changed. I don't know if I said this, but yesterday I was like, them people not gonna make it. I was like, them people not gonna make it. And my attitude started to change on everything because, I went from being extremely hopeful and optimistic that they were going to be rescued to thinking about how much this rescue mission that might turn into a recovery mission, how much is this going to cost taxpayers? Right? We have the Canadian government involved, the US government, the US Coastal Guard involved. We have the French, they're involved. And then we have all of these smaller organizations who want to come together and help when it comes to this rescue mission. And my whole thing is, okay, how much is that going to cost? And if you have all of these governments and militaries involved, obviously that is taxpayer money. Is it even worth it? Especially when the experts are saying that there's a less than 1% chance that these people are going to be found and rescued alive? Is it even is it worth the taxpayer money? I don't know. Like I'm having an inner conflict in my head and in my heart. Like on one end, I feel like spend all the resources on finding the people, right? That's my human side coming out. But then my brain start kicking in and it's like, hold up, how much is this costing us? How much money is going into this? Especially when they paid $250,000. They knew the risk. They signed a waiver where, the folks, they signed off on a waiver where it said that you could die on 3 separate occasions in the waiver. So you knew the risk. You had to have seen the news of this submersive not really working and having all of these mechanical failures, right? And it becomes a story of just because you have the means to do something doesn't mean that you should do it. How would you do that? Why would you do that? Why would you do that? I'm really confused at the situation. Like, child, these rich people are too bored. They're too bored. Like, once you make it to a certain level in life, once you make it to a certain level in life, you lose that dopamine. That dopamine it's gone. When you can buy any car, you can buy any house, you can have any woman. Nothing satisfies you. Nothing satisfies you. And so you have to, team up with Elon Musk to go into space. You have to team up with Virgin Voyages to go into space. You have to team up with Oceangate to go 13,000 feet, 2.5 miles underwater to view the moldy wreckage of the Titanic when we have video footages. They already did it for you. They did the work for you. All you have to do is open up the laptop and view it and, Google and view it for yourself. They did the work for you. So, it's crazy. It's a very unfortunate situation. Listen, one of the billionaires on board has a stepson, Hamish. a British billionaire. He's on board. I believe he's dead. I know that sounds harsh again. I'm sorry, but those, listen, these are my personal thoughts and opinions. The stepson to this Hamish man went to a Blink-182 concert about a day or two ago. And Cardi B was like, girl, your stepdad is somewhere in the ocean, maybe dead somewhere. And you're at a Blink-182 concert. Like, what's tea?
From that submarine shit, one of the billionaires, their stepson, is at a concert, right? At a Blink-182 concert. And people is like, well, what is he supposed to do? Be sad at the house? Is he supposed to go look for himself? Yes. You're supposed to be at the house sad. You're supposed to be crying for me. You're supposed to be right next to the phone waiting to hear any updates about me. You're supposed to be counseling your mom and shit. Like, isn't it sad that you a whole fucking billionaire and nobody gives a fuck about you? Like you missing and motherfuckers is ready to shake dicks at concert. That's crazy. I'd rather be broke. I'd rather be broke than and poor, but knowing that I'm loved.
Listen, you can't tell people how to grieve. You cannot tell people how to be in traumatic and tragic situations. However, I agree it is a little odd. Like, I'm trying to think, if I had a stepfather, would I be going to Beyonce? I mean, you are the stepson of a billionaire. Now, listen, I don't know how close the stepson is to the billionaire, because he looks to be about 30 in my personal opinion, and he says that he only has $100 to his name. Your stepfather is a billionaire, billion. How Donald Trump say billion, and you only have $100 to your name. I don't think him and the stepfather, I don't think they're all that close if they're really in communication or have a relationship at all, because he looks grown as hell. He says that he's broke as hell, right? And then he says, he don't got no passport. He has no means to even do anything to help the situation be better. So,
thanks for the love and the support. Here are the facts, okay? Believe it or not, I have about $100 to my name. I can't go out to the ocean. I have a legal situation keeping me here as well. I can't get on a flight. I don't have a passport. I was sitting here yesterday watching the news for 2 days straight. I go to a Blink-182 show because they have a ticket. It wasn't like I was having super fun. It wasn't like I was celebrating, having a great time. I was kind of just listening to some of my all-time favorite songs, kind of like nodding my head and just trying to get off the phone for maybe 2 hours or so and come right back into the drama. The submarine is stuck at the damn Titanic. There's nothing I can do for the situation at all. So that's the truth. So you take a complete bitch like Cardi B.
Whoa.
Has no idea what's going on. Her career is so in such turmoil, she needs clout
shade
off other people suffering. And she's like, he won't go help. Blah, blah, blah. He goes to a rock concert, this and that. Tries to use the situation to exploit, like the news. They're not feeling sorry that my mom has to take care of 2 kids. Not really giving a fuck that my stepdad's probably 99% chance he's dead. That doesn't matter. Doesn't care how we feel. Just trying to fucking make gains. People trolling, getting hate mail, all these things. And it's just fucked up. And to have Cardi B behind it, Cardi B, fucking grow up, get some class. You're tasteless.
He did not hold back. But listen, we got more context to the situation. He said that he only has $100 to his name. You have $100 to your name, but you went to a Blink-182 concert. If I had $100 to my name, would I go to see Beyonce? I'm trying to empathize and sympathize and humanize the situation. I probably would. I mean, fuck it, it's Beyonce. Blink-182 is probably his favorite band. Listen, he don't know that man. If he had a relationship with that billionaire, he wouldn't even have $100 to his name. Go to the Blink-182 concert, child. He called Cardi B a complete bitch, said that her career is in such turmoil. Okay, sounding like a Nicki Barb. That was a read. Said that she's exploiting the situation and that she needs to grow up, get some class, and says that she's a tasteless woman. Listen, rest in peace to those souls. I do not think them people are alive. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about the situation. Condolences to the families. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to create a great day.